See, I'm really interested that you're seeing that demand is surging, but actually prices pulling back a little bit, particularly on flights.
Yeah, it's an interesting story. And by the way, this is the third year Kayak has partnered with Bloomberg on teasing out travel trends for the next year. So thanks for that. Yeah, it's an interesting picture. Travel demand in terms of flights is up 9% on Kayak, but fares are down. So domestic fares, and you may have seen this, Romaine, when you were booking your trip to go skiing, are down 3% year over year. Flights to international destinations are down 10%. So it's a good time to get away.
Romaine's not going internationally, though. So where should people be going? Where are people dialing up? Where are people leaning in and looking for opportunities? I'm hearing so much about Eastern Europe at the moment in particular. I mean, a load of my sister-in-laws just hid over there at the moment. They, of course, are European-based, but they had a great time.
Yeah, it's funny. The trends are very solid to go to Eastern Europe versus the classics that are out there. And we think what's driving that is a few factors. People want to go to the new gems versus the classics. Not only is it more convenient to get there than ever before and less crowded, but you're also getting a lot more value for your money, particularly on luxury hotels. So $500 goes a lot further in Sofia or Prague than it does in Paris, France, obviously. And then we also see two other trends that are pretty interesting. One is sports and concerts are driving people to go places that they could perhaps didn't contemplate before. And then ecotourism. So despite the lull in sustainable travel that some folks have speculated about, people still want to go see landscapes and animals that might not be around in 10 to 15 years from now.
Okay, that's a little dark.
That's depressing.
Steve, though, you got to help me out, though. You know, as I'm kind of the planner in our family when it comes, not kind of, I am the planner in our family when it comes to vacation. Anyone knows who's tried to plan a vacation, particularly for a big family, it's a pain in the butt. I mean, it takes forever. It's trying to get everybody on the same page, coordinate all the flights, everything else here. Talk a little bit about specifically what Kayak does, if at all, to kind of try to make that process a little easier. I mean, this is, I'm told by Caroline Hyde, as host of BTech, this has been the year of AI. Is that actually going to help me? Like the next time I plan a big trip, am I going to have to spend a lot less time?
Absolutely, it's gonna help you. And we're at Kayak, we've got AI sprinkled throughout everything we do. But in a nutshell, I've given the same advice to people for 15 to 20 years. If you're trying to save money on flights and you're trying to get a lot of people to agree on a destination, do three things. The first one is be flexible on your dates, because that way you've got more opportunities to find deals. The second is consider multiple airports. So not just LaGuardia in New York, but also JFK, White Plains, Newark, heck, even Hartford. And then the third thing to do is set price alerts so that you don't always have to go back to Kayak or any other site anytime you're looking for a flight. Just tell us what you're looking for in broad terms, these kind of destinations, this date range, this price point, and we'll do that automatically for you and send you price alerts, which is it's a great service. But AI will definitely help all of that too.
Yeah, I am curious. And by the way, just as a side note, White Plains probably the best kept secret in the tri-state area.
Don't tell anyone.
I'm a little upset you actually put that out there. But in all seriousness, though, it gets to the idea too that as we start to see the evolution of this technology, I am curious as to whether you think that's going to drive more business, or is it just going to basically be the same customers spending the same amount of money, but just with a little bit more ease in booking?
Well, I think it'll actually create and reduce, it will create more opportunities to reduce friction in the booking path and make it more convenient to travel. And usually when you do that, you stimulate demand and you actually stimulate more usage of the product, right? By taking friction out. So I think AI will make it easier to contemplate strange trips or complex trips, multiple destinations, long time frames, lots of different passenger types. It will help in terms of making the booking so that conversion rates improve. And then where I think AI will really help is in flight disruptions, travel disruptions, changes in your plans. Instead of having 5 different people to call, you can actually do a lot of this in an automated fashion with agentic AI. And that's where I think a lot of us in the industry, Kayak in particular, are focused on.
What's interesting is you hear about sort of the anti-AI bet, the idea that we're all either going to be so productive we'll only be working 4 days a week, or we'll all be so bored of just chatting to our chatbot that we actually want real experiences with real people. And to that point, the idea that we're going out and going to sports events, that we're going to music events and we're spending around that does take a little bit of extra money. Do you have a sense from the macroeconomy that this is all playing to the hymn sheet that you see in terms of demand surging in 2026? Or is it a certain select few who are able to be spending right now?
Well, look, I'll be the first to admit, as well as everyone else in the industry, that travel is discretionary good. It's not like groceries. You don't need to have travel, but it's also something that people just dream about. If you're involved in your day-to-day drudgery, it's really nice to know, even in 6 months, that you've got someplace special to go to. So I think the consumption for travel products and services will still be there. But what is changing is people's spending power has declined. So instead of going to Europe, perhaps for some folks, where the average fare is about $1,000, you'll stay local in the U.S., where the average fare is around $350 to $400. So I think people are shifting where they're going and how much they're spending to get more dollars or more value for the dollars they spend.
Hey, Steve, always appreciate it. And before we let you go, you got to let us know, what is your bucket list destination, that one place you haven't been to?
Yeah, so I've never been to Croatia. It's one of our trending destinations. So I'm going to eat the Kayak dog food, and I'm going to Croatia in June of 2026.